up, guys? Welcome to GoGo Motoring YouTube channel. So it's an exciting day today. Got my car back, my 2007 BMW 328i. I got that car back, and we have just completed the 3-stage intake manifold conversion with that car for the N52 engine. So not only did we install the 3-stage intake manifold, but we also installed the AA headers from Active Auto Works, and have also obviously tuned the car. So just got the car back last night, and this is sort of my first impression of the car's driving characteristics. I'm going to have another video where I'm going to put this car again on the dyno. I just released a video showing you what the stock numbers on this car were. It was a conservative estimate of 200 horsepower at the wheel, you know, which translates to at least 234 horsepower stock. But because the machine that I was running the dyno on is conservative, you know, it's likely that on a different dyno machine, like a dyno jet, those stock horsepower numbers will be even higher. So of course, what we're going to do is we're going to, you know, put the car back on that same machine, and we're going to see what the net gains were as a result of doing these two mods, the 3-stage intake manifold and the AA headers. So there's going to be kind of a more of an objective discussion about you know, the effects of this mod and what I think about it. But these are kind of my initial driving impressions, and I'll probably go ahead and, you know, record maybe a couple more videos as I spend more time with this tune. But I think in short, I love it. You can definitely tell a difference in terms of power that this car has, you know, in comparison to what it was in stock form and what it is now with the 3-stage intake manifold and the headers. And I'm going to try to describe to you kind of what it feels like. So it's not in many ways the car still drives the same way, right? Like the power delivery is the same. Like you know, it's a naturally aspirated engine, so it has torque, but it doesn't have, you know, as much torque as, you know, a turbo powered car does. So you still kind of need to rev it out a little bit to get the maximum power, but the car just feels stronger. You know, so the power delivery in many ways feels the same, but there's just more power, right? And as I'm kind of driving this car right now, like I just, you know, when I hit the throttle's pretty responsive. So the throttle's definitely a little bit more responsive than what it was in stock form. But even beyond that, beyond the throttle being more responsive, the car just feels like there's just like a more power on tap. You know, like if I were to floor it, I think it would be just that much stronger than it would be in stock form. So I don't know, you know, obviously I'm on public roads, so I'm going to operate a car safely no matter what, but it does feel like the car has got, you know, there is more power, and it's noticeable, and you can tell that it's noticeable, but it still retains those, you know, same, you know, power delivery characteristics that the car had in its stock form, which I personally like, right? So if you watch my you know, 328 versus 335 video, if you watch my 328 versus 335 video, I kind of talk about, you know, how, you know, you have to drive the 328i differently than you do a 335i. You gotta, you know, rev the engine out, and that's kind of where the engine produces the maximum horsepower. So that type of characteristic still remains with this car. You know, the only difference now is that there's just more power there, right? There's more power there, and it also makes a great noise. So all in all, I'm super happy with, you know, this mod so far based on these initial impressions. You know, obviously I'm gonna try to get objective data for you all to sort of see what the effect was of, you know, doing this mod. But you know, from the driver's seat, from the quote-unquote butt dyno, it does feel like the car's certainly more responsive, and it feels like it has more power. I will say this much: I'm very glad that I made the extra investment and that I went ahead and installed, bought the headers as well and installed the headers. I'm sure that's having some impact or contribution to this car feeling more powerful than it was in stock form. And it also kind of eliminates that question of like, if I just done the 3-stage intake manifold, kind of that question of, oh man, should I have, did I make a mistake? Should I have, installed the headers as well? So I'm kind of glad that I went ahead and made spend the extra money to get the AA headers as well. So there's really no lingering questions anymore. And pretty much for the most part, I'm kind of maximizing the power output that this N52 engine can provide. I mean, we're close to maximizing its potential here, and that kind of feels good too, right? Like I'm a big fan of the E90 series. Heck, I've owned 3 of them, and this is my 3rd one. And I don't know, it just feels like the completion of a journey in terms of kind of making the most that you can out of this engine, out of this platform. And I absolutely love it. I will also say that I kind of wish that we were still living in an era of naturally aspirated engines. I can't help but think that how much better like some of the BMW offerings would be if they had kind of stuck around with with naturally aspirated engines and kept kind of increasing the power. It's just a great platform, and it's no surprise that BMWs have been so successful as a company, in large part due to the naturally aspirated inline 6 engine. So anyway, if y'all are thinking about doing this mod, I would definitely recommend it. It's just it just adds a little bit of that extra humph to the 328i platform. That it's just nice to have. It's nice to have on tap. It's nice to, when you press that throttle and like you feel a little bit, more of that power, there. It's I don't know. It just makes everything a little bit better, and it kind of makes the car a little bit more interesting because it can do more, right? So I would definitely recommend it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Stay tuned for more videos. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll be following this up at some point with the dyno review to give you the official change of that has been brought by this tune. Thanks, guys.